Another method attackers use to evade firewalls is through something we call ICMP tunneling. And ICMP tunneling establishes a connection between a client and a server. This could even be a connection between a client and a proxy. ICMP tunneling can be used to set up a backdoor into a target system to execute commands even without admin privileges.
Right.
Once you set up a backdoor, you can even get information from the server computer. RFC 792 defines an ICMP operation but does not define what should go in the data portion. So you can tunnel a backdoor shell in the data portion of the echo packet. The payload portion, which is arbitrary, is not examined by most firewalls, and any data, including a backdoor application, can be inserted in the payload.
Now, some administrators keep ICMP open on their firewall because it's useful for tools like ping and traceroute. Assuming that ICMP is allowed through a firewall, use low-key ICMP tunneling to execute commands on your choice by tunneling them inside the payload of the ICMP echo packets.
And continuing our discussion on tunneling, we're going to talk about a technique called ACK tunneling. It's possible to tunnel a backdoor application with TCP packets that have the ACK bit set. And the ACK bit is used to acknowledge the receipt of a packet. Now, some firewalls do not check packets with the ACK bit set. ACK bits are supposed to be used in response to legitimate traffic allowed through. Now, some firewalls do not check packets with the ACK bit set, and ACK bits are supposed to be used in response to legitimate traffic allowed through. And attackers use this to perform ACK tunneling. Tools such as ACK-CMD can be used to implement ACK tunneling.
That's right. And there's also a third tunneling technique known as HTTP tunneling. HTTP tunneling can be accomplished if the target organization has a public web server with port 80 enabled for HTTP traffic. Many firewalls do not examine the payload of HTTP traffic. Therefore, they will not check to see if it is legitimate HTTP traffic. It is possible to tunnel traffic inside TCP port 80. Tools such as HTTP Tunnel use this technique of tunneling traffic across TCP port 80. HTTP Tunnel is a client-server application. The client application is called HTC, and the server is HTS.